I'm going to show you exactly why you can't trust anybody these days.
Look at the employee. If you saw Kayla Horn, you notice she's always smiling. In this video, you'll notice her passion, but she wants you to look at her right now.
I was tumbling on the street. Like I thought I was going to die.
The 18-year-old, beaten by people she trusted. Her face nearly unrecognizable, cuts all over her hands and her body. And this is her Aunt Jessica, sitting beside her.
If this could have happened to anybody, she could have been dead. We couldn't have had her here today.
It happened early Sunday morning. Fort Worth police say they got a call of a robbery near the 6600 block of Brentwood Stair Road just before 6 a.m. Earlier that morning, Kayla says she and her other friend, who was 18, met up with several other people who were older. They were drinking and went out to an after-hours club. Kayla says she stayed in the car and wasn't feeling well. She says she threw up in the car. And she says when the others came back to the vehicle, they were upset.
And out of nowhere, one of the girls had punched me in my mouth and my jaw. We just kept getting beat on.
She says they took her phone, money, and jewelry, then pushed her outside of the car, leaving her on the side of the road.
Nobody should have been drinking. Nobody should have been driving. You just don't do something like that to somebody.
Fort Worth police say they are charging the suspects with aggravated robbery.
I don't know why they're not getting charged with more, because they tried to kill her.
And while this 18-year-old just wants the bruises on her face to heal, she's stuck with the fact that her trust in others was broken.
Something needs to be done.
And this happened by the ones that she trusted. And it's always jealousy. You know, they always felt some type of way about this young lady. It was lying dormant. And all their demons was activated at a drop of a dime, off the slightest offense. Now, of course, she shouldn't have been drinking, underage. She shouldn't have been going to after-hour spots. And this is why I talk about giving demons a point of entry. When you're doing the wrong thing, then the wrong people are able to get access to your life. And I just want you to imagine what this young lady been through. I mean, here it is, she's already not feeling well, having effects from the alcohol, vomiting in the car, sickly at the time. And instead of being concerned friends, seeing how they can lend a helping hand to make sure that she's okay, instead of getting her hydrated and making sure she can stand on her feet, they beat her repeatedly with no mercy. And then they left her for dead. And this is the reason why I say don't trust nobody. Because these very same people were hanging around her. They were laughing at her jokes. They were smiling in her face. And then every time they went somewhere else, they talked about her. That's how that whole night more than likely went. And even before that, people, you got to be safe out here. The ones you think are friends got group chats going against you because they know you're not like them. You may be a person who just has a certain type of personality that carries a lot of light, and you may be very energetic, and you may brighten people's day. But you spending your time around demons. You spending your time around people who have competitive jealousy, people who struggle with envy, people who are covetous. And you're unable to discern who is who when you're not doing the right thing. See, when you're doing right, you're not going to be in the company of these people. This is why the Bible says, blessed is he that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. They were out here joyriding, going to late night spots. And she was going through it with the alcohol not feeling too well, and something kept her from going to one of those spots. Now, while she was in the car, they was in that spot talking dirty, talking greasy, talking about how they don't like her, how she thinks she's better than them, how she dresses, how she talks. This is what people do. There's a lot of foul spirits out there. A lot of the times I'm warning y'all in these videos to stay away from these type of people. A lot of the times when you're doing right, those type of people can't even have access to your life because y'all not doing the same things. Now, this young lady's life is altered from this experience, and hopefully she heals completely. But some of what they done to her will cause permanent damage even outside of the physical. You know, and these are the type of things that you got to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. Read body language. Look at what kind of energy a person is coming with. Listen to the things they say. Listen for the subtle disses. You know, listen for the underhanded, backbiting compliments, because those are a clear sign that a person feels some type of way. And you ladies out there, y'all got to be extra careful because a lot of women can be very catty and they can be very malicious, you know, and they can plot and plan these type of attacks and you don't even see it coming. We're seeing this happen more and more and more. It's summertime right now. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to be one of the hottest summers in American history. And I mean that in more than one way. The temperature is going to skyrocket in multiple places. But not only that, the demons are going to come out. Those who have ill will and ill intentions towards you will reveal themselves. And when they do, you got to make sure that you get clear away from those people, because you do not want this circumstance to happen to you. I mean, this is one of those things that it's just crazy, and it makes you really observe who you're hanging with.
If you saw Kayla Horn, you notice she's always smiling.
She's always smiling. But look, I don't know who this lady is. Hair she doing? She don't look too happy. It may be her mother or someone, but anyway, she's always smiling.
In this video, you'll notice her passion.
She likes doing hair. She's talented.
Look at her right now.
I was tumbling on the street. Like I thought I was going to die.
The 18-year-old.
Just 18.
Beaten by people she trusted. Her face nearly unrecognizable.
Beaten by people she trusted. This is why I tell y'all, stop trusting people.
Cuts all over her hand.
Only thing that you can trust is the Most High. Only thing you can trust is people who have shown and proved that they're worthy of trust. If all they offer you, let me say this, if all they offer you is something that is detrimental to your life, all they offer you is drugs, alcohol, a good time, but they're never there to enhance your life in no way. You know, were her friends helping her with her hair business? Were her friends helping her to, do good in life at all? Or was these just people she hung out with? Because it ain't no time to just be hanging out with people, wasting your time. Even if you young, you got to get on your purpose. And now, the time is now to get on your purpose. Not be around people who are not beneficial, but people who just want to play and have a good time. Nah, life is too short for that.
Hands on the body. Jessica sitting beside her.
If this could have happened to anybody, she could have been dead. We couldn't have had her here today.
It happened early Sunday morning. Fort Worth police say they got a call of a robbery near the 6600 block of Brentwood.
And her friends are only getting charged with robbery, her so-called friends.
Stair Road, just before 6 a.m. Earlier that morning, Kayla says she and her other friend, who was 18, met up with several other people who were older. They were drinking and went out to an after-hours club.
You see, this is where they were wrong. And these were older people. Now imagine these older people did this to a young lady.
Kayla says she stayed in the car and wasn't feeling well. She says she threw up in the car. And she says when the others came back to the vehicle, they were upset.
And out of nowhere, one of the girls had punched me in my mouth and my jaw. We just kept getting beat on.
She says they took her phone, money, and jewelry, then pushed her outside of the car, leaving her on the side of the road.
Nobody should have been drinking. Nobody should have been driving. You just don't do something like that to somebody.
I mean, they should be a lot more than that. They facilitated underage drinking. They should be charged with that. They should be charged with aggravated assault, as well as robbery, and even perhaps attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? But the system is broke. So now these animals, these devils, will more than likely be let loose back on the streets. It's a sad situation, but this is why you can't trust anybody. You know, she was younger than everybody. She thought she was accepted, but you had these people who were probably in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, who was jealous of this young lady and had it out for her. Hey, this is why you gotta stay focused and do what you need to do in life. Stay away from these devils. With that being said, shalom and peace.